Welcome, everyone. Well, there's a national organization out there that really is the essence of Christmas. It's called Toys for Tots. So I'm positive you've heard of it. However, you probably don't know how extensive the organization is in our capital region area, Albany North. So joining me today are two people very influential in this program. We're going to talk about it. First, I want to welcome Commander Vincent Perry. Commander, yikes.
Thanks for having me, Jesse.
You're welcome. And also Jeff DeWeese, who is the COO of Integra Optics.
Nice to be here.
Thank you. Thank you both for coming in. And let's just start with your involvement with Toys for Tots.
Well, it started 3 years ago when I first got transferred here from, I came right from Iraq to the Albany area, and I got stationed here. And the Marines that were here that normally run the organization they disbanded the unit. So I was asked to ride the train. It was 6 months after I got here. And that was the hook, and I didn't understand the organization. I didn't know how it worked, how it ran. And once you impact that first child, it really gets you.
Oh, no kidding. I'm just going to backfill just for a second here because the organization started actually in 1947. It was a Marine Corps initiative. A soldier had come back from World War II and recognized the needs. And the train that Vince is talking about is the Toys for Tot train that goes, I think, from like Albany or someplace, right? It goes all the way up north, makes stops along the way, distributing toys for the families waiting for it. One thing before we went on air that you had mentioned was it's really something to pull into a train stop and see families waiting there for 3 hours. Maybe not with the best winter coats on too, by the way, if you just want to go there for a second, right?
Oh yeah, I'll see. I've seen children in literally a T-shirt and shoes where their toes are sticking out. And as I said in the beginning, it's the joy is when that first kid comes up to you and you're holding the coat and the toy out, and they want the coat. Yeah. And then you give them the coat, and then you get to give them the toy too. Wow. And that's what this organization's all about.
Well, all of this, of course, is pointing out to the fact that there's a ton of organization to keep this moving, and that's where you come in.
Sure.
So your involvement.
Sure. So our involvement in Integra Optics started about 15 years ago with the founder of the company, David Prescott. And he wanted to do something good. He wanted to do something different. So he started buying toys for Tots. And over the next 10 years, he grew that, and it continued to grow, except not in a really organized way. And about 5 years ago, he ran into a guy named Vinny Roman, and he ended up hiring Vinny. And Vinny just happened to be in the military, and he worked for the Marines. And Vinny brought the organization to Integra Optics for our involvement in Toys for Tots. So right now, Integra Optics is the Northeast Distribution Center for the activities. So 150 to 200,000 toys comes into our warehouse this season, and everything gets organized, bagged, and gone out to the different agencies that Toys for Tots supports.
When you think about the essence of Christmas, again, it's children and the happiness and the whole sense of family and giving these kids the opportunity to get some toys. But you're running right by it. I got to cycle back just for a second here. We're talking about them giving up a warehouse, 50 volunteers, I think you were talking about. Well, if you think about it, and first I thought this was a national number, but we need 200,000 toys in our area right here, our immediate area. That's quite a bit of organization, right?
It's amazing, the organization that goes on, and it's all volunteer-based. 97 cents of every dollar that gets donated goes directly to buy toys. Only 3% goes towards operations, 3 cents. So it's a huge volunteer network. We have 50 employees at Integra Optics, and we all volunteer on a continual basis. 3 to 4 months of Vinny's time is dedicated and donated towards Toys for Tots. All of our space is donated. And we have a lot of corporate sponsors. A lot of people out there see this as a need, and it's one of the only agencies that result in a toy going towards a child.
Right.
So that's really the attraction here.
So out there in our viewing land, just a couple of criteria about this. It needs to be a new, unwrapped toy. Could be a coat, right? Could be an article of clothing, but primarily toys. And as long as it's new and unwrapped, or wrapped, I guess, but unwrapped. What's that? Whatever that means.
Has to be unwrapped.
Yes, okay. And then you sorted out by boys and girls, age 0, I think you said, to 16. And let's face it, that takes some organization, because a toy that a 5-year-old would be interested in, probably a 16-year-old wouldn't be seen with. So, but the overall need is there. So a lot of drop-off points, right?
A lot of drop-off points, and there's a lot of traffic, so a lot of truck traffic in and out of the warehouse. And like you said, it all gets organized into different age groups, bagged, and then that goes out. So it's a continual process. It starts. This process actually starts in October.
Wow.
So from October until December 24th, there's a full-time focus on this.
Now, these drop-off points, the one that I know is Dunkin' Donuts. I see the Toys for Tots thing in there all the time, right? Other places around?
Dunkin' Donuts, there'll be local banks. You'll have them, the Saratoga County Sheriff's Office,
Right.
Schoharie County Sheriff's Office, Fulton County Sheriff's Office. They've all have collection sites, and they help us to collect the toys.
Got you. And the toys, you were mentioning about truck traffic. Just one last point I want to make. The toys that you're distributing going to nonprofit organizations.
That's right. So Toys for Tots partners with local agencies that have identified a need for these toys to go to individual homes and children. And so the big part of it, we talked about the train, and that's a fantastic experience and an honor to be a part of, and to see the need out there and to help fill that need is a tremendous thing. But really the bulk of the value comes in the back of the train, where really all of the toys have been organized and they go directly to the agencies. So the agencies show up in trucks and trailers and vans, and they get these toys that go directly back to the agency, and then they distribute them.
Wow.
The important thing I always like to remember and stress is that all the toys that are collected locally are redistributed locally.
Locally.
Nothing
Good
goes
point.
out of the area. The need for the 200,000 toys is actually a local need.
Wow. That's hard to believe, honest to God. Well, Vince, Jeff, thank you very much for coming in, and thank you for the effort you make on behalf of this. This is really quite an organization with a direct benefit to the kids that live here. That's great. All right, it's Toys for Tots. You know what to do. Donate a toy, and the drop-off points are anywhere, all over the Capital District, all the way north, all the way up Plattsburgh. So please, give generously, right? Thanks a lot, guys. Happy holidays to both of you.
Thanks for having us, Jesse.
To see this interview again, head to our website, looktvonline.com.